It may not have been much, but for people who love to ski or snowboard, it's a good sign that they could be in for an early season. The people at both Sugarloaf and Saddleback Mountains reported some natural snowfall Monday. Not really any measurable amount, though. Still, time to get ready. Right, Keith?
Yeah, I mean, it gets the hype going, you know,
Yeah.
and then it is going to warm up significantly the end of this week. But I mean, come on, I don't think they have long seasons there. It usually does not include October, so it'll be okay. But gets thing going, and the snowliage thing, snow and foliage that's a great look when it happens. All right, Portland this morning down to 34. That's the coldest they've been since May 11th, so since the spring. Bangor down to 35. That doesn't set much of a record for them, though. October 9th, they were down to 34 degrees. We did have, as you just showed there, some snow into the mountains, and there was upslope snow off and on throughout the day. Not really very impactful or able to accumulate too well, but tonight that'll change as temperatures drop, and there's more moisture rotating down from this upper level low in Canada. So pretty decent slug of snow in the high terrain tonight. Northwestern Maine and into New Hampshire is possible. The rest of us, not a whole lot going on tonight. Temperatures down into the upper 30s to around 40 degrees, mid 30s or colder in the mountains, obviously enough to support that snow, which we'll talk more about in a moment. Tomorrow morning we wake up, I think there's a lot of clouds around. Otherwise it kind of plays very similar to today, where we end up with more sun along the coastline, more clouds into the mountains, and even some flurries through the first half of the day. And then temperatures end up around 50 degrees. So we really struggle to get all that warm tomorrow. But we'll start gradually improving after a cold night tomorrow night. This will be the coldest night of the stretch, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. We'll be down to about freezing along the coast, 20s inland, upper 20s probably, and then mid 20s in the mountains. I'll take the under on almost all these temperatures that you see here because it will be clear and radiating very easily. But then Thursday we get into the upper 50s, so we start to turn the corner a bit, and you'll notice it more Friday and Saturday. As far as the upslope snow tonight, though, there will be accumulating snow, 1 to 3 inches of snow in the higher terrain. This is Mount Washington, obviously, so there you could get 6 to 12 inches of snow. Nothing new for them this time of the year. High pressure builds in, and initially it's still a bit cool, but as that high builds in more and slides to the east, we get into southwest flow on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week, and that's when we really start to warm up. And you think about a high temperature of 70, it doesn't hit you as much, right? But our average high by that point will be 57. So that's a pretty big temperature anomaly, and it happens gradually here. Friday, Saturday, weekend looks great. Into early next week, we're pinned around 70 degrees in a lot of spots. So it felt like we were kind of sliding a little bit, maybe into some colder weather. That doesn't last long, though, as we go into the weekend. Nice and bright. Temperatures upper 60s to around 70 degrees. We should be able to stay that way through probably mid next week, and then we'll cool down somewhere in there. So nice stretch. It looks like the color was pretty good in a lot of spots, so this might be a nice weekend for the last hurrah for most of us before we start dropping some leaves here.
All right, thank you, Keith.